Today I'm going over Homework 29 Monday, but before we get started, I want to remind you of the things that we need to be doing daily during NTI. You need to be completing your daily NTI homework. Additionally, you need to be doing 30 minutes of math activities. You can count checking your homework for 5 to 7 minutes of those 30 minutes. But there are activities that I've been posting on Google Classroom, as well as activities I put in your packet that you can use. And finally, you need to do the daily NTI sign-in. Please go to Google Classroom and go to the sign-in each day and let me know what you've been working on for your 30 minutes of math each day. Also, let's look at this homework activity. It is a graph of Kentucky coal production from 1860 to 2016 and in Kentucky. And so we're going to be looking at comparison of Eastern Kentucky and Western Kentucky, as well as the total coal production of Kentucky during those years. So let's go ahead and get started. Who produces more coal overall, Eastern Kentucky or Western Kentucky? So on my graph, I see the colors, the blue and the red, but on your graph, you are likely seeing the dashes and then the dash dots. So if you look at it, let's just kind of look at this graph together. On this one, I'm seeing in Eastern Kentucky, I'm seeing just dashes. And so if you look at Eastern Kentucky, it makes some significant jumps and significant decreases. I want you to see that. Now let's take a look at Western Kentucky. It's not as significant. It's kind of steady. There is a pretty good rise here during these years, and then a little bit of a decline here, but overall it stays under about 50 million tons throughout the years. And we're going to be using this same graph throughout the week, so I want you to get familiar with reading this graph. So the first question says, who produces more coal overall, Eastern Kentucky or Western Kentucky? Well, kind of based off of this, looking at it, Eastern Kentucky definitely produces more coal overall than Western Kentucky. Question number 2 says, what year was the highest year total in coal production for Kentucky? So we're going to look at the total. We're not looking at Eastern Kentucky or Western Kentucky. We're looking at the total. So what I want you to do is go over here, look at the total, and find where is the highest. And the highest point, that peak, is right there. And we're going to kind of follow that line down. I'm going to do a yellow color. Follow that line down and see where that is. And that's about 1988. You might have had, between 1988 and 1992, somewhere, any number around there is going to count. So I'm going to put 1988, but again, if you have a number around there, that will count. 1988. And finally, the question is, what years were total coal production greater than 100 million tons? Now, to know how to do that, we've got to look at this side here, million tons. So now we know that each of these are based on millions of tons. And so I'm going to look here at my graph. Here's my 100 million tons, and I'm going to kind of follow it around, and I'm going to look to see what years are greater than 100 million tons. And it looks like starting here, 1968, and then ending about here, 2012. So the answer there would be the years that had total coal production would be from 1968 to 2012. Alright, I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to call me, email me, or text me, and I'll be glad to walk you through it. Hope you have a great day.